The standard is 8.EE.7b, exploring expressions using the distributive property and collecting like terms. And our essential statement is I can use the distributive property and combine like terms. So what does that mean? We're going to be using a couple of steps to simplifying our expressions. So what is the distributive property? Okay. In mathematical terms, the distributive property is A, open your parentheses, B plus C, and that actually equals A times B plus A times C. So you take whatever's on the outside of your parentheses and you multiply it by everything on the inside of your parentheses. So this is how you mathematically write the definition. And A, B, and C are either real numbers or variables or the combination of both. It can literally be anything. So again, what does this even mean? Well, you take the number or variable on the outside of your parentheses and you multiply by every single thing on the inside of your parentheses. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do a couple of examples that I have written out for you so you can see how we use the distributive property. And a couple of things that you need to remember. The first thing, order of operations, PEMDAS, okay? It stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So remember, the P goes first, so you have to get rid of the parentheses anytime you do anything in regards to simplifying expressions. So here are examples. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and open that up for you. Over here on the left-hand side, there's a couple things I want you to remember. When we were in elementary school, we used to use this little X right here to signify multiplication, okay? Then we upgraded to this little dot right here that also means multiplication. And now we're upgrading to parentheses. So when you have a number and then you have a number inside the parentheses right next to each other, that also means multiplication. So this is what we will be using. All right. Okay, so first example. We have 2, open your parentheses, 8a plus 3, close your parentheses. Please distribute and simplify this expression. So we're just going to use the definition that we just learned to distribute. You take the number on the outside of your parentheses, in this case the number 2, and you draw arrows. The arrows help me know what I'm distributing to where and what I'm multiplying with what. So we have 2 times 8a, which is 16a. You just kind of leave the letter at the end, so you multiply the numbers and you leave the variable. And then I have 2 times positive 3, which is positive 6. And then I look, can I simplify this any further? No, I cannot, because I have a variable and a number and those do not simplify. So that is my final solution. Okay, next one, -7, open your parentheses, 10 minus m, close your parentheses. Simplify this expression. Okay, so you take whatever's on the outside of your parentheses and you draw your arrows and you multiply by everything on the inside. So I have -7 times 10, which is -70. And then, oh, interesting. What is the number in front of m right here? Well, when there's no number there, really, there's a 1 because I have 1m. So I'm going to put a 1 right there. So I have -7 times -1m. A negative times a negative is a positive, and 7 times 1 is 7m. And again, I can't simplify this any further, so I leave it at that. This example right here is slightly different because now what you're multiplying by is on the other side. Now, the steps are the same, okay? You take whatever's on the outside of your parentheses, in this case the 2, And then you still multiply by everything on the inside of the parentheses. So again, the steps are exactly the same, okay? So you have 2 times 3, which is 6, and you have 2 times negative 5b, which is negative 10b. One thing I wanted to point out, it is very important that you take the sign in front of the number. If you do not take the sign in front of your term, your answer will be completely wrong. So do not forget, please, to take the sign in front of your term. Okay, these two examples now involve multiple steps. Not only will you have to distribute, but you will have to combine like terms afterwards. That's why over here on the left, I wrote a very important hint. You must distribute before combining like terms. Again, this goes back to PEMDAS. The parentheses, go first before you add or subtract. You cannot add first, okay? You must get rid of the parentheses before you can add or subtract, okay? So again, you take whatever's in front of your parentheses, directly in front. In this case, the positive 8. And you multiply it by everything inside your parentheses. So I have positive 8 times 1, which is positive 8. And I have positive 8 times positive 3a, which is positive 24a. So we all know our multiplication. And then we drop down whatever we have not used, which happens to be the 13. And now we have this expression right here with 3 terms that we must simplify. So how do we do that? Well, if you remember, you go ahead and circle your first term, and then you look, do I have any more just numbers in my expression? Why, yes, I do. I have a positive 8 right here, so I'm going to go ahead and circle it. I don't have any more just numbers, so I move on to the next term, and I box my next term. And then I ran out of terms to put shapes around, so I simplify what I can. I have 2 circles, so I'm going to go ahead and add 13 plus 8. And 13 plus 8 is 21, and then I add the plus 24a to the end because there is only 1 square. So my final answer for this is 21 plus 24a. And lastly, again, we follow the same steps. You take what is directly in front of the parentheses, in this case the negative 10, and you multiply it by everything inside the parentheses. So you have negative 10 times 2, which is negative 20. And then you have negative 10 times positive 3k, which is negative 30k. And then you bring down what you have not used, which is the 5k. And now we have to combine like terms. So I'm going to go ahead and circle my first term, which happens to be 5k. Then I look, do I have any more k's? Why, yes, I have a k right here, negative 30k. And then I go ahead and box my next term. And then I ran out of terms to put shapes around. So I'm going to go ahead and simplify. I have 2 circles. So 5k minus 30k is negative 25k. And then I only have 1 square, so I add that to the end, minus 20. And I can't simplify anything else. And that is how you just use the distributive property and combine like terms. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know.